What's going on, everybody? And we're back with another Terry Burns video. And today I have for you a review. And as you can tell from the thumbnail, today I'll be talking about Yasuke. So first things first, I just want to give a little background of what Yasuke is, kind of go through, the storyline, and kind of like the character development, and then the overall rating of what I thought the show was and if it was worth the watch. So first things first, let's talk about what Yasuke is. So what Yasuke is an anime. You can currently find it on Netflix. It is created by the same person who created Cannon Busters, which is I also did a review of that. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and give him a watch. But it's created by LaShawn Thomas. Like I said, he created Cannon Busters, which I enjoy Cannon Busters, and I believe, and I hope they give it like another season because they left on a cliffhanger. But we're not here to talk about Cannon Busters. That's a whole different story. But Yasuke is about a black samurai, and if anybody knows anything about samurais, they're not black. All right, they're not black. Obviously, samurais want to be of Japanese descent, and he's not that. So basically, what Yasuke is we're following this guy named Yasuke who basically trained to be a samurai from a guy who basically went against the grain, who at the time when Yasuke was a slave, and obviously slaves were supposed to be, cleaning, doing hard work, labor, and all that stuff. But Yasuke's sensei was like, you know what? I see something in you that nobody else sees. I'm sure they say, and I'm gonna work with you, and I'm gonna train you up to be a samurai. So that's where we're at. But what we find as we go through this kind of storyline, we find Yasuke that he's a boatsman. We kind of see that he no longer really fights much. He kind of just takes people on boat rides, just on the pond, and get people from one destination to the other, and just living a nice, humble life and getting drunk. That's it. As we kind of see in his past, why the sensei decided to make him a samurai and decided to train him up, and I think that's really cool to kind of see why the reasoning behind he became samurai and why is the thing, and the kind of reason why he stopped fighting and get to that too as well. So the whole main point of Yasuke is that we find that there's this little girl with a lot of powers, and she and her mother kind of go around to travel so that she can get protected. But in order to get there, they need some protection in order to get to their destination. So that's where Yasuke comes in. Obviously, he doesn't do that willingly. He kind of just, I'm just a boatsman. I'm trying to take you from point A to point B. That's it. I'm not here to protect anybody. But as we kind of go through the storyline, he does anyways. All right, he does. But it was just meant to protect the little girl, and yeah, that's really the gist of it. Yasuke is basically a boatsman who didn't want to fight anymore, but he kind of had to because he was trying to protect his little girl with all this power, and he had to make sure to get into the right hands. Yeah, that's basically the gist of Yasuke for the most part. And next thing behind storyline is character development. And you know me, I love your character development. And for this show, I didn't get a lot of it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't get a lot of character development. There weren't many characters that changed a lot. It's kind of just everybody's kind of just one note. And you'll see from my rating that kind of plays a huge part in the rating I gave it. But yeah, that's much. Not much I can say about character development, really. I mean, I wish I could say more, but yeah, everybody kind of stayed the same, really. I mean, Yasuke was a samurai. I mean, he came at the fight, but that's something he already did, so it's not really developing on anything. He just continued to do it. But one thing I wish they kind of did more, the little girl that he was protecting. I feel like the show should have been more about following that little girl and developing her powers more than following Yasuke and how he became what he is now. I feel they should have focused on that little girl a little bit more, and I feel like the storyline would have been, in my opinion, would have been a whole lot more enjoyable and fun to watch, in my opinion. But hey, if you have any other thoughts on this, let me know. If you've seen it, let me know what you think in the comments below, and yeah, maybe have a little chat. But with that being said, I'll go ahead and get into my rating. And as you guys remember from my coming up soon, this is one of the 3 things that come up soon. It was Mortal Kombat, did that. Yeah, Invincible, did that. And now Yasuke, doing it. But if you guys haven't seen any of those, go back and watch it. Mortal Kombat and Invincible are up currently. Go and give a watch. And now I'm doing Yasuke. Now, the rating I will give this is a 6. Just a 6. And I'll explain to you why I give it a 6. I give it a 6 because, mainly because of character development, and the storyline was a bit confusing. The reason why I find it confusing because, so what they did was a lot of flashbacks to Yasuke, and sometimes that kind of just threw me off because it would be focused on one storyline with the Yasuke and the little girl and trying to get the protection, and then it'll go back to a flashback. And sometimes the flashback didn't really make sense to what was going on into the storyline. I mean, towards the end, it got a little better and a little more cohesive, but for the most part, it just made it really confusing for me and kind of hard to follow. But I mean, the fight scenes were great. The intro was, a nice little soft lo-fi hip-hop beat. It was a nice, cool vibe. But I mean, I don't know. I just give it a 6. Nothing crazy. I mean, I guess it's kind of worth to watch. But if you don't watch it, I feel like you're not missing anything at the same time. But yeah, that's what y'all have for that. I mean, if you guys have seen it, do you got the same rating? Do you think it should be higher? It should be lower? Do you think I nailed it? Or what else? Let me know. And yeah, that's real out for that. If you enjoyed, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you next one. Much love.